Hey everyone, Deborah with Pinching Pesos here, and it's time for They Paid What? And a thrift haul live. So I'm sorry you guys, I know I haven't been around in a while. I'm really particular about when I do YouTube. I'm not somebody that can just do it because I have to. I have to like really be in the mood to do it. So sometimes that's why you see me go like 2 weeks or 3 weeks without doing anything, and then all of a sudden it's like, dang, she's here every day, and I just kind of have to be in the mood for it. So this morning I was like, hey, let's go ahead and do my sales update. So, and then I went to Savers the other day, and I have like a box of stuff here that I bought that I haven't even gone through. And some of the stuff I even just like kind of put in my cart that I don't even really know what it is. So you guys are going to look at it along with me because I haven't looked it up. I took it out of the car and it's been sitting in a box in the living room. I just brought it in here. So, but good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started on the sales update. So this is the week of October the 16th through October the 22nd. I was doing really good getting all caught up, and then like I just stopped making videos. Like, so now I'm behind again. That particular week wasn't super fantastic, but it was just kind of eh. And if I kind of look back on my little numbers book, let me see like what I was listing at that time. That's why I love having my little tally book, because I can kind of go back, and sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't done anything, So it looks like on the 15th, I went on like a crazy listing spree and listed 30 things. And then I listed like 1. And then I listed 13. No, 5. So during that week, I listed 36 things. And one of those days I'm sure was like parts or something. Because normally if I've got a really high number, it's parts. But I think I remember this particular day I was very dedicated. And I didn't do anything else for like 7 hours. All I did was list stuff. So I need to do that every day. Don't we all though, right? But I need to do it every day. I've been really bad about listing lately. For the month of November, I have listed a total of 11 things. That's it for the whole month. So it's time to get going, and I'm getting more motivated right now because I don't know, I need to get this stuff listed. I pulled out some stuff that I bought at Academy. Gosh, it's got to be 6, 7, 8 months ago, and it's winter stuff. It's like Aggies, which I'm a Longhorn, Aggies, little beanies and stuff. I got a whole bunch of them. They were normally like, I don't know, yeah, $20, and I paid $2 for them. So I'm going to get those listed today. I started last night doing these sweatshirts, which is the perfect time for these because look, they're Christmas. They got Christmas lights on them. And it's like perfect timing because it's just now in Texas starting to get a little bit chilly in the mornings and at night. So like this morning I walked my daughter to school and it was like right at 60. So it's not like too bad. So, but it's getting more closer to the season of it getting a little more chilly here. Let me go ahead and check out the chat, and then we'll get started with what I sold. Let's see. Chris Pyle says eBay has been doing awesome. My eBay is doing really well as well. Surprisingly, without me listing, except for this week has just really slowed down. But I was really surprised last week. It was like dead Monday and Tuesday, and then all of a sudden it was like kaboom. So I did pretty well. I've been doing surprisingly well for not listing. Normally if I don't list, eBay's like no sales for you. But all right, so let's just get started with what I sold. Let me get my proper screens up here because, screen share is nowadays. Okay. I hope it's sharing with you. I'm going to check just a second. Is it doing it? Okay, it was doing it. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, screen sharing has just been funky for like the last month. Okay, so these came out of some pallet rejects. They were like just in the plain manufacturer's box with like shipping labels on them. And I think I had like 6 of them originally. I sold 4, and then 2 of them sold at the garage sale that I did back several months ago. And the price have just kind of lowered down and down and down till I got down to $12.96. Anything that I put on liquidation ends in a 6. So I just like taped up the original box because it was just a plain brown box anyway, and stuck a shipping label on it. I had one of these that got, the person told me that it didn't work. And so out of those ones that I shipped out, I just went ahead and did a return on them. I mean, I wasn't going to take it back. Like, what am I going to do with it? This was a surprise for me. I paid $1.99 for this, and this is something that you can look out for. It's a Wii, not a Wii. It's a PlayStation Move controller. And if you look them up, I only paid, like I said, $1.99 at the Goodwill. It's sold overnight for $19.95 plus shipping. And if you check them out, I thought these things were like obsolete. I didn't think anybody actually played these things. I remember when they came out, I was a merchandiser for video games. And so I did all of this, PlayStation, Wii, DS, and Xbox stuff. And I remember when the Move came out, it just crashed. Like, nobody cared. But if you look, you can see like they're really actually selling, and I was shocked. So if you see them out in the wild, go ahead and pick them up. They're doing really well. Look at that, $50 just for 2 and the little thingy. $60, and those are used. Those aren't new. So if you happen to see them out, go ahead and pick them up if they're a good price. It's definitely something I know that you could probably get at a garage sale, because parents bought these things for their kids because they were all hyped up, and then it was like meh, 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 and it totally just like nobody cared. I don't know what people are playing with them anymore. Maybe it's like the shooting games. That's the only thing that I think would be fun with these, would be to like shoot stuff with it, as opposed to the controller, like to actually use the Wii remote in like a gun or something. More of this Bumble and Bumble. This was one of the last that I had. I sold the very last one of them about 2 weeks ago. So that was a really good turnaround. I bought these at the end of June, beginning of July. I believe it was actually the beginning of July. And so that's what, July to August, September, October, 4 months. It took me 4 months to sell through all of that Bumble and Bumble that I bought. I had spent $200 and some odd on it. And that's not a bad turnaround. I'm going to have to actually go through and find what my total profit was on that. That was a good buy. I wish I could find more. I paid $15 for them. This one sold for $29.96 plus shipping. And it was just a multiples listing, so, less work, more money. It's a micro cassette recorder. These are always a good thing to pick up. The stores generally have them priced pretty cheaply. I paid, I think, yeah, it was $1.99 I paid for this one. I went ahead and tested it. Over time, I've picked up tapes because I've bought, I don't know, probably 8 of these things, and a lot of times they don't work. You have to make sure that you test them because the little belts inside of them go bad. They turn to like mush. And I have destroyed probably 3 microcassette recorders trying to think that I could open it up and fix it. They ended up in the trash can. And then later I thought about it and I was like, I could have just lotted those up and sold them as is, like non-working, just, made a lot of 4 or 5 broken units, and somebody's going to buy them and know how to fix them. I don't know how to fix them. But this one was not one of the very like very expensive ones. Some of them sell for $100, $150, $200. They're like craziness. But this one just sold for $19.96 plus shipping. So not a bad turnaround for my $1.99. I picked up these Sophia little jewelry kits at Walgreens on clearance. I'm not really sure why this person thinks their used one is worth $20. But anyway, I paid $1.25 for these. I had them priced all over the place for the last couple of months. I've had them, gosh, it's got to be 8 months now. And I had them kind of priced all over the place. And then I finally just lowered it down and liquidated it. You can see it's ending in a 6. Went ahead and liquidated it and was like, just get out for Halloween. Just go away. So I sold this one. And then I had some smaller packages that I actually sold through as well. This, I paid $3.99 for it. I tested it. And then my customer got it and said that it didn't work. And I don't think that they were scamming me or anything. I think maybe it just, I tested it, but I didn't test it for a long time. It's not like I was sitting there jamming out to this Walkman. I had like the only tape that I have in this house is a tape that I have for sale, which is like a heavy D tape from like 1988. And so I put it in there, make sure that it played and everything, and then there was no dragging. But I didn't play it for very long. So it's entirely possible that it just, you know, that the belt was going bad. He said that you can hear the motor coming on, but that the tape is not going. And that typically just means the belt is going bad. So I went ahead and just refunded him. He was a really nice guy. He left me good feedback. But these Walkmans do really well. And when I was at the store, a lady was like trying to get it from me. I don't like, she kept following me around and then she kept commenting on it. I actually dropped this thing twice. So that might have something to do with how, like, maybe I knocked something loose. I don't know. It dropped when I was at the thrift store and then I dropped it again when I was taking it out of the car. But I did test it and it did work. But it didn't work for my customer, so. I had picked up 2 Epsons. One of them was the deluxe viewer, and then one of them was a personal photo lab one. Why is this one $14.95? That's like cuckoo birds. They were brand new from Best Buy, but they had been like open box, but they weren't, like, nothing was taken out of them. So I don't know what was wrong with them. I ended up actually selling this one. I know it says $49.95. I ended up selling it for $70 priority shipping. My customer offered me $70 and he wanted it shipped priority. So basically what ended up happening, because for him it was going to be, I think, $20 to ship it economy, essentially he got a free priority upgrade. So I only lost about, I guess it was about $7 because it cost me it cost me $27.72 to ship this to New York. And I know he was a photographer, like he had a photographer email address. So it must have been really important for him to get it. But I paid $9.99 for the unit. He bought it for $70 even, $27.72 in shipping. So I only profited $27.16 on it. But hey, it's sold, it's gone. And it looks like the price has gone down actually, so not really a big deal, because if other people are selling them for $35, I don't know what this person is thinking, $35.99 free shipping. Those things are so much money to ship. Even if you ship it Smart Post, it's $20. They're super heavy. It's like 12 pounds. And they're bigger. Like, it's not even like with FedEx, it doesn't really matter all that much about the weight. I mean, it's going to push you up, especially at 12 pounds. But it's like in a bigger box too. So no way. $35.99 free shipping is nuts. This is the second time I've sold this. The first time it got returned, the person told me that it didn't fit their unit and they paid for the shipping to them and they paid for the shipping from them. I don't know why they didn't just keep it. They said that their unit has a round bottom and this one had an oblong bottom. They obviously just didn't pay attention to the model number and just bought the wrong thing. So anyway, this ended up selling again. I did lower the price down just to get rid of it because I had it a while. Ended up selling again and it went to the UK. So they paid, let's see, they paid $22.50 to get it. I only was charged $18.18 because of my discount, so I still profited $9.33, and I didn't lose anything on the original transaction. I had a school set like this for like a lifetime, and the little box, this little aluminum box that came with it, had the little screws had come out of the bottom, so the lid didn't stay open, stay closed. So I went ahead and just like threw it away. I was either gonna redonate this or I was gonna like list it, and I went ahead and listed it. I parted it out kind of. I threw the box away. I just had the cards and the letters, and then I have a separate listing for the numbers. And I actually need to redo my numbers listing because I have it as 1 through 9 when I actually have 0 through 9. But you can see it sold for $14.95 plus shipping. And like a whole set is going for $18.99 plus shipping, $17.50 plus shipping. So not a bad price. And it just went into a flat rate padded mailer. I didn't have to do anything special with it. It was just gown. Next up was the Baby Cook little blade. Now the person that bought this actually was in the UK. And since it was going global shipping program, they ended up paying like $22 in shipping. This is a really tiny little plastic piece. And so I went ahead and contacted him and said, hey, you know what? This is a really simple item. Why don't we just go ahead and cancel this order, and I can relist it for you, and you can just pay the $13.50 because it's $13.50 to ship. To the UK, so it'll save you like $10. So we went ahead and did that. So he paid the $4.96 plus the $13.50, and then I ended up getting a slight discount. You can see there's one right here that says for Ryan because that's what I titled it. I just titled it for Ryan. So he paid $13.50. I ended up only paying $10.91. So I made $5.35 off of that little part. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat real quick before I continue because I haven't looked over there. Alrighty, guys. Do you recommend Good Till Canceled? I do Good Till Canceled periodically. Periodically, I will go in and just end all of my listings and sell similar just to kind of refresh them. You know, people go back and forth about Good Till Canceled and using Good Till Canceled and why they do and why they don't. I use Good Till Canceled. I did notice something amazing yesterday. I had generally, it's my husband. Okay. You guys are going to have to wait because he doesn't call. It wasn't even important. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I did notice something yesterday. Normally, there has been a glitch in the eBay system for a super long time that if you had a multi-quantity listing, like let's just say you had 5 of something, and you sold 2, and then your listing ended, and you relisted it, it would relist it with 5. It wouldn't relist it with 3. So people would end up overselling because they wouldn't realize like, oh, this didn't, this added back the ones that I already sold. Yesterday, I did a relist on an item that had 10. I sold 3. I relisted it, and it relisted it at 7. I was really shocked. So I don't know if they fixed the glitch or it was just a glitch on the glitch, but it would be amazing if that's actually fixed, because that's a big reason why I do Good Till Canceled, is because I have variation listings and I have multiples, and it will totally mess you up, especially a variation listing if you don't do it Good Till Canceled. Another reason why I do Good Till Canceled is so all of my social media sharing stays relevant, because if you're ending and relisting and ending and selling similar and all of that stuff, you're losing your links. Your links go dead. They don't take them to a live listing anymore. So, let's see. Vela asks, did Walkman stalker lady have anything to do with you dropping it? No, I dropped it getting into the car and actually went under my car, and I had to like back out my car just to try to get it because it was like in the middle. Tina wants to know, what size of store do you have? I have a premium store. So I have the middle store. All right, let's go ahead and get back to selling what I sold. Okay, so here is the Quilting Arts TV video I purchased at Savers for $2.99. It wasn't new, it was used, but it didn't have any scratches on it. I went ahead and re-shrink wrapped it, and it sold for $14.96 plus shipping. I bought a whole bunch of these. As you can see, I have 16 available. I bought a whole bunch of these at Forever 21. They had their clearance buy one, get one free. These were priced at $6.99, and then I got one free. So basically, they were $3.50. I had them priced much higher at about $12.95. Their actual retail price is $12.95. No, it might be $14.95. So I had them priced $12.95, but I have so many of them that I'd really just like for them to be gone. I had originally bought them for Amazon. However, the actual manufacturer, Tribe, is the buy box on that item. And I decided that I did not want to compete with the manufacturer with concerns that A, they might say, hey, these aren't authorized. B, they might say these are counterfeit, which they're not. Or, you know, or I'll just never get the buy box. And so what's the point of having them over there? So I didn't want to compete with the manufacturer. It's really funny because I'll compete with Amazon, but I won't compete with a manufacturer. They can be really ugly sometimes over their manufacturers. So I just like to leave them alone. If you didn't know, trivia-wise, I'm a huge Simpsons fan. I've watched The Simpsons since they were on the Trace Ullman show. My daughter, my little one, when she was born, my dad is holding her in the day she was born, and in the background is like a Simpsons on the TV. But yeah, that's some little like pinching pesos trivia for you. We play this. We have the Simpsons Sorry game. We play it all the time. Okay, so here was some RA that I did that I am not sure was a good idea. I'm still filling it out. I know I'm not going to lose any money at all, but I don't know if I'm going to make the money that I thought I was going to make. These Tsum Tsums or Tum Tums or whatever you want to call them, I originally bought these guys from Disney Store. And then when I was at Walgreens, I saw these guys, the little lip smackers. So I was like, well, maybe let's just try to get an advantage over the competition and make it like a little set. So I've sold 2 of them. I actually don't have any more of this little set. So Marie did really well. I did also sell one of the Dumbos, and it went internationally. So my profit on those was not as much as I wanted it to be, but I profited $9.74. So I paid $9. I paid $10 for everything, I believe. No, $7.98 I paid for the set. So I profited more than I paid. That's not bad. It's just not as much as I wanted to. I wanted to sell the individual little pieces for like $15. So I guess my asking price would have been $25 plus shipping, but it just didn't turn out that way. But profit's profit. It's better than losing money, right? Here's a Senseo machine part from a 7832. The 7832 is a really good machine to sell. This was the second one of the 7832s that I bought, but this particular unit had I don't know, I don't remember what was wrong with it. I think it had a leak, or it might have just not have worked. I don't remember. So I went ahead and parted it all out. I've sold a couple pieces to it. I was really bummed that it didn't work, because if you look, the actual full unit sells for quite a bit of money. And there's not a whole lot of them. But you can see this one sold for $89.95. That one sold for $61. I don't know why that came up in my search, because that's not the model for that. Why didn't that sell? Looks like the seller ended it after he didn't get any bids. I wonder why I didn't get any bids. It was free shipping. Holy crud. It's going to cost you like $15 to ship that baby. That would be one of those ones that you could like snipe, like for real. Like if you paid attention, that would have been an amazing machine to just like buy and resell it. Because look, this one is $128. So really good machine to pick up if you find them. People sell them on Craigslist. I've bought one off of Craigslist before for 30 bucks, and it had like everything with it. So I think I ended up selling it for close to $100. Here's some more of the Tsum things. I bought these from Walgreens. Just as an experiment. I did end up selling one that went off to another country. I don't remember where, but they paid a butt ton of money for shipping, because it went global shipping program, and they paid, and they lived in like some obscure like country. So it wasn't like your typical shipping for typical stuff. And let me see, where's it at? $9.95. They paid me $3.40 in shipping to get it to Kentucky, but then they paid another like 20 some odd dollars to get it to them. And I don't know where it was, but I know it was some country that I'd never heard of. So I made $4.93 on that item, but I still have 3 more, and they need to sell. Dang it. There was a moment in time that I was the only one that had these. I don't know if I'm still the only one or not. I'm not even coming up in search. What's going on? I need to check that, because do I not have the word fake in my title? Some of those things that you have to think about sometimes. I've done that before, where I was searching for something and my own keyword, look, I don't have fake in the title. I have glue on nails. I will fix that. I need to change that. All right, next. This is another piece. I know it looks identical to the one that I just showed you, but the other one was a 2 cup. This is a 1 cup. $4.96 plus shipping. Some ding dong tried to make me an offer, and I was like, oh my goodness, like it's $4.96. Are you seriously gonna like try to bring me down like 80 cents? Like he offered me like $4.20 or something. I was like, no. So I declined it, and then I went in and took best offer off, because best offer wasn't supposed to be on there to begin with. These I paid $1 a piece for them at the H-E-B. And my customer was really funny, because he left a feedback that says, thank you for the smooth transaction. Those are constipation relief teas for your Keurig. I could have priced them a lot more, but I was just trying to get rid of them. I have way too much stuff right now, and I'm not trying to get top dollar for everything. So I made $10.97 off of that transaction. Okay, so this Bellman, I paid $4.99 for this at at Goodwill. And then it sold pretty much immediately. And then the guy opened up a case, he opened up a return saying that it didn't work, that there was something wrong with the pressure. And originally I was just going to refund his money, but then I thought, you know what? I can probably get my money back out of this because I had already lost so much money just in like shipping and the unit itself. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it back and I'm just going to part it out and I'm going to sell the different pieces to it. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 pieces to this unit. I'm just going to part it out and probably make my money plus more back. I was a little bit bitter about it. At first, because you know, sometimes the returns you just kind of take personally and you're like, no, you're a liar and you suck. But I didn't do that. I just took the return. So I'm just going to relist it as parts. Let me go ahead and check the chat real quick. Check the chat with you guys. Okay. King Flip says, I wish I had the time to do 30-day listings. You can do 30-day listings and set up automation, and it'll just relist it for you. Like, you can set up an automated rule that when the listing ends, then it automatically does something. Karen says, you're correct about the manufacturers. I had a hairdryer for sale, and the manufacturer came in and said it was counterfeit when I knew it was not. Jennifer says, we went to Universal Studios this year and my boys didn't know what the Simpsons even were. That's a mom fail. No, just kidding. I understand. I mean, the Simpsons aren't for children. It depends on what kind of child you have. My daughter loves the Simpsons. She like always has, but it's really up to the parent. It's not like South Park, but it really isn't like it wasn't made for kids. It never was. It was an adult animated show. But I loved them. I was really sad when they replaced, they used to come on 3 times a day, and then they replaced it with Big Bang Theory. That's something I've never heard anyone mention before. How did you know that the manufacturer was selling on Amazon? Because it's the manufacturer's name. And not by like, it's like who's selling it. It's like how you can see Amazon.com is selling it, or you know, Nikon USA is selling something. It was Tribe, whatever. It was like their manufacturer name, and I know somebody wouldn't go in and use that as their like, oh my gosh, you would get like so sued to use that as like your seller name. So oh yeah, and Chantel answered it. If the listing has the manufacturer's name brand listed, it's probably sold through Amazon by the manufacturer. It's technically not selling direct because Amazon acts as the wholesale distributor, but the account has been managed by the manufacturer. All right, let's see. I love your photos of your items you sell. Do you have a light system? No. I have that. I have a drapery that I bought from Joann's. I bought a roll of drapery, and I really like it because when it gets dirty, I just spray it down with Folex and wipe it off. Like it has really good stain resistance, and I've gotten all kinds of junky stuff on there. And then I have daytime lights up in my lights, but that's it. And I started shooting. I mean, I still use my my camera. I just have a point and shoot camera. I don't use my flash anymore. When I put the lights in, it came out fine. The pictures, I don't have room for a light kit in here. Sherry Duke says, I used to play the Simpsons game on Nintendo for hours. And my parents didn't want me watching the Simpsons when I was younger. My brother and I would still watch them, but I don't anymore. Do you like Easy Auction Tracker? Yes, I love Easy Auction Tracker. Everybody should use Easy Auction Tracker. It's like the easiest way to track your eBay stuff. I mean, it's like amazeballs. I don't have a promo code. I think it's on sale right now because it's end of the year. I would wait until the beginning of the year to buy it. It's going to go back at the beginning of the year. It'll go back to, because it ends in December. So when you load up your stuff in January, you could actually wait until March to buy it, but it's kind of like, what's the point? Because eBay only allows them to pull 90 days worth of information. So if you buy it December, it's going to go back to October. And then you'll start like your new year and you'll have it the whole 12 months. So it actually ends. And if you buy it and then you get another year, like this will be my 3rd year to have it, it's cheaper. It's not full price when you renew it. Do you still use SnapPost? SnapPost has discontinued service at the moment, saying that they're upgrading. I don't know if they're ever coming back. Did you use a repricer on Amazon? Yes, I did. I used Be Cool. She says, I hate that it gives me a ton of errors. I never had any errors with Be Cool. I put Be Cool on suspension whenever I stop sending stuff in. It's not yearly. Yes, it's annually. You get a new spreadsheet every year. So yeah, if it started now, it wouldn't be like, oh, it's going to run from November through November. It's going to run October because it's going to pull your 90 days. So if you bought it in January 1st, it would pull the previous 90 days and then run all the way through December of 2017. She just, what she does is she releases, it's just a husband and wife that do it. She just releases a new updated version at every year. But it's still amazing. I love it. Okay, let's get back to the sales. I use my hands a lot. I feel like I'm karate chopping the air. Oh, Tina says the repricer Amazon. I never used the repricer Amazon did. And then like, since I didn't use it, then they took it away. Like it's not even on my page anymore. Ote. These were sent off to Amazon. They came out of the pallet rejects. They once they got there, they went into stranded inventory because the company, however you say that, didn't want them sold. There are a lot of knockoff ones, so I ended up pulling them back and I sold them on eBay, and they sold to the same person. So $14.96 times 2 plus shipping, so not bad. And whenever Amazon sent them back to me, they sent them in a handy dandy box that fit them perfectly with packing materials. Go Amazon. So this Shark Pocket Steamer, I had one that I bought for personal use, one that I bought like just as extra, and I've just been selling off the little pieces as time's gone on. And so this was just one of the pieces that I sold for $4.96. I paid $6.99 for the entire box that had everything in there. And I've been selling off the little, whatchamadiggers, the little pads and the knobs and the wands and that kind of stuff. This was a really lovely buy that I should have just kind of waited out, but I got really impatient when my sales plummeted and it was just like super duper slow, and that was when I went in and repriced everything. I think I really could have held out this one because it was just a really nice pot. But I just wanted it gone, and I paid, I think, $4.99 for it. Let me see. $6.99. I paid $6.99 for it, and I wanted it to go away. I wanted everything to go away. Hang on, I need to fix that. I just broke something. There. So $12.94 was my profit on that, even though it really should have just sat and waited because it was in really good condition, but the person was really happy with it, and that's kind of, I would prefer for something to just sell and profit me, you know, within a week or two than to be still continue to sit here for 6 months. This also came out of the palette reject stuff. I had it priced all over the place. I had it priced much higher than this at one point. I went ahead and liquidated it down at $4.96 and it was gone. Just a pacifier thing. It just like, it's a pacifier sanitizer and it had a pacifier in it. These also came out of the palette rejects. You know, it's funny, like, when you sell one thing, you end up selling them all because I guess it, well, we all know it bumps you up in rank. But I had these sitting for a long time. I went ahead and lowered the price on them down to $4.96 plus shipping. And then I sold one. And then right after that, the next day I sold another one. And then like 2 days later, I sold another one. It was like they were just gone. So that might be an exaggeration. I think they were within 2 weeks I sold all of them. And the people like them. I got good feedback on them. So maybe that's something you guys can buy from Alibaba because they sold really well. Most of the sellers are Chinese. So if you bought some from Alibaba, you price them like $9.95 or whatever. I mean, it would be an easy turnaround. I've been slowly selling this burlap tape. I've sold 4 out of 87, so I got a little ways to go. I have had these priced all over. I've had them priced like $5.95 free shipping. I've had them priced like $2.95. I brought them down to $1.95 plus shipping. So I make a little bit of money off of the shipping because they ship out at 8 ounces. I'm only profiting $1.31 on those. I really thought they were going to sell better, but I just might end up with a bunch of burlap tape. I don't know. Maybe I should just lot them all together and sell them for $100. That might be the way to go. They're just not selling like I was expecting. You know how I am. When I get into a store and I see something that I think is going to be sellable and I thought I was going to send these to Amazon and then I didn't end up sending them to Amazon, I buy them all. Like, I find something and I'm like, I'm going to buy them all. And I need to just stop doing that. And these sheets were super cute and vintage. And, well, I don't know if they weren't vintage, were they? They seemed vintage to me. Like, they felt vintage. They were unwashed. I mean, like, they didn't seem like they were washed. You can see I put that in, I think didn't seem washed. They were very crisp, but they're like really thin. That's why I kind of thought that they were vintage because sheets nowadays are really kind of like they try to be soft or they're really, these were like super stiff. They ended up going internationally. They were on sale, $13.46. Oh, they didn't go internationally. Oh, they went global shipping program. So they went global shipping program. I profited $7.88 on those. Where'd they go? I don't know where it went. You know, there's another benefit that I found for this program for the Easy Auction Tracker. I found out that a lot of my listings that, you know, like go away, eBay doesn't keep them for you after 90 days and you can't really click on them. I found out that most of my listings I could go back to all the way back to January the 15th. So like if I go back and I'm like, oh, here's this listing, I found another one of these. Oh, that one didn't work. Not all of them work, but some of them did. That I could go back in because I found something that I had sold back in like July and I have another one of it and I was like, oh, I would like to just relist it. And then see, now it's not working. I'm trying to demonstrate it for you and it's not even working. Like here's this listing is from March. So it saves some of the listings. I was having a pretty good success rate with it. But anyway, I thought that was cool. You know, this week is believe my 5 year anniversary on eBay selling as a business. When I started out, reading Suzanne Wells's blog. I was a I was slash stay-at-home mom, and then I was a part-time merchandiser. I only worked like 2 days a week. And I had started reading her blog about, I don't remember what got me started on looking up selling things on eBay. I had sold things on eBay before, but it was a different kind of product. It was back when I used to sell Nikes. And back in 2002, I had my own business. I had my own store online, not an eBay store, but like an actual online e-commerce website. And then I had tried to put some stuff on eBay back in 2005, 2006. And then I wasn't an authorized reseller for those things, so they ended up getting pulled. And then I didn't sell anything again for a long time. I went and I was just a stay-at-home mom, and then I had started selling coupons on eBay, and that's where Pinching Pesos came from. Like if you look up Pinching Pesos, there's a blog that you can find back that was like a savings blog that I had started. And then I just kind of let that go. And then I had started selling the coupons on eBay. And that's where Pinching Pesos came from. It just kind of evolved from there. But I had found Suzanne's blog, and then I was like, you know, I read everything on it. And the other day I found my, gosh, what did I do with it? I put it somewhere. Now I don't know where it is. I found my BOLO list. I had printed out a BOLO list that was from her blog. What did I do with it? I had it the other day. I took a picture of it. And I sat on eBay and I researched everything that was on that list to like figure out what it looked like, what the tags looked like, what the item looked like, if it was really worth money, or which ones were worth money and which ones weren't worth money. And then I went out and I bought a pair of pink Anskos, and I paid $5.99 for them, and they went on auction for like 60 some odd dollars. And I was like, oh, I can do this. I can have a business. And that's how I got started. Like that was 5 years ago when I actually started to have a resell business on eBay. It's funny how far I've come. So let's go over and hang on, let me check the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna show you Amazon. There was only 2 things I sold. Big money. Scroll up in the chat here. It's just Adam talking. Hot items sold 2 times this month for $180, both sold on global shipping program to 2 different buyers and locations in the Philippines. Both were no pays, got final value fees back from eBay, relisted, but now no interest. Why don't you just have them like, why don't you have your listings immediate payment? That helps a lot with that, about getting non-paying people. Jennifer says, mine all started with Suave dry shampoo. You know, if I was prepared to tell that story, I would have my listing up. My listing still comes up, my original listing. Like you can see the actual like I had a template. It was beautiful. It's really funny. Like I put in so much effort for that. Like I remember I tried so hard to have like the perfect listing, and I wish I had it here to show it to you. I'd have to find it, and then it would just kind of end the thing. So let me show you Amazon here real quick. So Amazon, I only sold 2 things. I sold this thing called a Spinnervals Endurance Building 5-pack DVD. It was for stationary biking so that you could train for like bike races. I paid $3.99 for it. It sold for $72.74. And then I sold one of the Lip Smackers Tiggers. I paid $3.99 for those at Walgreens. It sold for $7.03 plus shipping. So my sales were $84.76. Profit was $55.80. And that's it. That's all I sold on Amazon during that time. So let's go ahead and get into what about at Savers. I remember somebody saying somewhere, and I don't know who it was, and I don't know if this was the right thing to buy, but I'm sure the chat will tell me. I bought some overalls. I don't know what size they are at all, but they are Oshkosh Bagosh. And I remember somebody saying that you were supposed to buy those. They cost me $5. They were $9.99 and then they were half price. I guess we'll have to look those up, huh? Let's see. Did I make a good buy or I no make a good buy? Oh, people are saying how they started. Crafty Caregiver says, I started with a Gossip Girls DVD season set. Oh, all season set that I won from a coupon blogger. I got it, says, oh, you're the first person I found on YouTube for reselling. Thank you. King Flip says, I started eBay with Tiger Woods 98. Wow. That's crazy. I was amazeballs at Tiger Woods game on the PlayStation 2. But it was like Tiger Woods 2002. I was really good at it. That and Hot Shots golf. Okay. Let's get back on topic. Let's look up these overalls, people. All right, Oshkosh overalls. I don't know what size they are. Oh, hey, look, I did buy something good. Okay, hang on, let's share. See, my brain didn't steer me wrong. I don't know what size these are. They've got to be at least a 36. Because my husband's a 36. And these definitely look like they're around that size. They might be a 38. I don't even see where the tag would be in here. Where are the tags in these things? Because I don't see like where it got cut out or anything. Oh, it's in the pocket. It says no. It says Garment America. Maybe it's in the other pocket. I don't know where it is, but they got to be around a 36. Look at the prices. Amazings. We'll go pre-owned. We'll go with solds. Yay! I did good. Not bad for my $5. Ooh, those are big boys. Look at those 5230s. The Oshkosh. Gosh, look at you, boy. And all hot in your overalls. Cool. All right, so I'll have to get those listed, and I definitely need to do better pictures than these kind of hanging up ones because I don't like the way that looks. Okay. All right, next thing that I bought. This was over in the office section, like this. I guess they thought it was like a paper file. This is a Presto bread slicer. I didn't look it up. It was $1.99, obviously, because it's an office. This is the color guided one. I normally sell those over on Amazon. Presto spread So it looks like they're selling for about 20 bucks. Mine is the coated guided one. So $19, $19. Those all have the box. This one went for $16.99. That one went for $5. Don't know why. Just that's what they asked for it. $25, $22. So about 20 bucks. Let me see what Amazon's doing. Presto bread slicer. That's not the one I have. Okay, so this is the one. So used, they're going for about the same thing, about 25 bucks. I don't know what I sold my last one for. Let's see. I'm sure it's still in here somewhere. $29.95 is what I had mine listed for the last time I sold one. Now it looks like the lowest price is $16.29. It's funny how the pricing just changes on stuff like that. 30 bucks to $16.29. That's almost half price. All right, let's see. What else did I get? So I'll probably listed $20. Somebody's going to want it for holiday, so it needs to go up pretty quickly. This was an interesting find. I also found over in Office, and I wasn't able to actually find one while I was doing research. I did find a piece of it when I was doing research. It was $2.99. This is a Model 502 reloading scale, and it's got everything in there. The scale. This is what I found. This thing is what I found listed, but it's got the instructions in there. So let's go ahead and look that up. Okay, reloading scale. Oh, here's one that's sold. Okay, so that one sold for $30, 9 bids. I wonder how many buyers, because let's see, so there was 6 bidders. So that's 5 people that didn't get the item that they wanted. And this just ended the other day. This is why I didn't see it. Because it wasn't ended yet. Or maybe I was just searching the wrong thing, even though I had the same search. So $39.95. This is what I saw, just a little dealie. $26.89. So this was not a bad buy. That's exciting. I only paid $2.99 for it. Looks like, let's see if there's any listed right now. There's one listed. And here's another one that's listed for $82.50. Ooh, I might price mine like $49.95 plus shipping and just get rid of it. That'll be awesome. Okay, next. Okay, I didn't look these up. I paid $5.99 for this. I bought a bunch of spoons. The reason why I bought it, because there was a Walt Disney World one in there. I didn't look any of this up. I just threw it in my cart and bought it. I figured if it wasn't worth anything, it was going to be a learning experience, because I've never looked up spoons. So it's got all kinds of different ones. Here's a Tennessee spoon. Here is a LS Company spoon. I was hoping some of these might be silver, but I don't think they are. Arkansas. Here's an Ecstasy cruise liner one with a little charm that hangs down. There's New York City with the apple. Here is another Arkansas with a little charm. Seattle. Missouri with the donkey on it. Maryland. And that one's got like engraving on the spoon. California with the little bear. charm. And then the Disney one, made in Holland, silver plated. It's all tarnished and gross, but it's all engraved on the back. And then Washington, D.C., Washington State, West Virginia, and St. Louis. I'm pretty sure there might have been some other bags that have already been like purchased or weren't put out yet. Because normally when a collection like that comes through, it's a whole collection. Then I bought a bag of knives. Didn't look any of these up either. This was also $5.99. And it's just like a whole bunch of different knives, different brands. Like this one is Great Blades Carol Hall or something. Here's an Oneida. Another one of those other Great Blades. These are like big steak knives. Look at these. Like this is like super steak. Like So I got a set of those. That's 4. And here's another one of the, how do you say it? Oneida. I got 3 of those. They're big old boys too. Look at them. And then here is a Pampered Chef. Whatever you do with this. This looks new. I don't think the people knew what they were doing with it either. So anyway, I got those 1, 2, that's 7, 8 different little knives for $5.99. I'll have to look those up, see what they're worth. If not, I got some killer knives because no pun intended, because those are pretty awesome. They just seem really good quality. I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't actually worth something because they're way nicer than those cheapy knives that you find. All right, next. I bought this sheet. It's Pocahontas. It was $3.99 and then it was half price, so it was $2 because I bought the sheet because I already have the comforter that goes with it. I bought a Wally pillowcase with 50 cents. Eva. And they were selling for about $12. I mean, how hard is it to list a pillowcase, right? Okay, this is a pillowcase that I bought. I paid 50 cents for it. Tell me this is not the cutest vintage thing you've ever seen. Okay, so here's one side of it. And then look at the back. It's amazing. I think it's like the cutest thing. It is vintage. It's a Utica made in the USA by J.P. Stevens from 1977. I think it's adorable. I wish I had a set, but they only had the one. Okay. Pretty princess. I don't know if these are worth anything still. I didn't look it up. You can see it came from a garage sale for 25 cents, and I ended up paying $2.99 for it because that's the way they roll at Savers. Is Pretty Princess still worth anything? Pretty Princess. Oh yeah, okay. So it looks like it's still going for about $30, right? Not a bad buy. And 2 more things. I bought a pair of purple Ortho heels. Shoes were half price, so they were $5. I always pick those up. I'll probably price those $29.99. This is a Sunbeam remote for a blanket. I paid $1.99 for that, sell for $15, and a Ronco basket for $1.99, and they sell for about $15. So that's it. But I gotta run, you guys. I actually forgot that I have an appointment, and so I will see you guys at noon for the reseller stew. I will talk with you later. Bye.